Good evening, everybody. Welcome to YouTube, and welcome to the first edition of Rob's Little Blue Book. So this is some changes on the new site, but I really feel that this is a better platform. For me, it's a lot easier to set up and manage things, and hopefully, it's a better viewing experience for you guys. Trying for like a little more of a clean look here. I lost the borders and all the fancy stuff. I do have my latest subscriber right there. Greg, thank you. And so tonight, we're going to do a few things. I'm going to take it easy tonight. We're doing fish and chips, which is pretty straightforward. Because I wasn't sure how it's going to go, to be honest. But it seems like everything's set up and running. So, but for the tip, I wanted to go back to, since we're starting over here, the very, very, very first tip. And I'm sure just about everybody knows this tip, but just in case there are new people watching or whatever, this is the Little Blue Book. This is my Little Blue Book. So this recipe book, well, it's kind of a recipe book. It's a book of inspiration. But what this is for me is recipes or dishes that I've made a number of times that I love. I have some sides and other things in here. Like you can see here, I got my gravy recipe and a fruit confit recipe and stuff. But just because a recipe is good doesn't mean it makes it into the Little Blue Book. These are the recipes that we never get tired of eating. They're good over and over again. They always make me feel good to cook. And you should have your own Little Blue Book. So if you get a dish that you really, really like, and you've had it a few times, and you can see yourself having it over and over again, put it in your Little Blue Book. Because you'd be surprised how easy it is to forget some of the things that you like. So have your book. I still pulled, I don't have a lot in here yet, even, because this is a new concept for me as well. But I'll still pull this out, looking for ideas, and realize there's something in here that I have forgotten about. So, first tip, first episode, Little Blue Book. You want one of these, they're great. You can have as much detail or as little detail as you want. Apparently, I'm the only one who can decode these. Most of these are just lists of ingredients with like a little comment on what I'm supposed to do at the very end. But you can put all the steps in. It's your book. Do what you want. So, okay. So we're doing fish and chips tonight, which is a, I guess, iconic British dish. Other people make it, but actual fish and chips seems like it. So for the cocktail, I'm making something I've never made before. I went on Google and looked up world's most British it's not chicken scratch. World's most British cocktail. What is the most British cocktail in the world? And it turns out it's something called the Pimm's Cup, which was invented sometime in the 1800s by a London bar owner named, wait for it, James Pimm. Go figure. It looks like it's going to be a really nice cocktail for a couple of reasons. First of all, they're super easy to make. You just build them in a glass with ice. I'm going to switch to the cooking cam here. You need, there's only there's really only three ingredients, although we're going to do a couple extra things here for garnish and whatnot. There's my orange. Okay, so it's supposed to be a light, refreshing, summery drink, and it uses Pimm's liqueur, this stuff right here, which I have never heard of or seen before, but it was easy to find in the liquor store. And this is kind of a mid-proof spirit. So this is only 25% alcohol, so it's half whiskey and double wine. So if you're looking for a cocktail that you can kind of like sip, or maybe you want something a little bit lighter, this one should fit the bill. So let's whip a couple of these together, because I'm interested to try it. So it's 2 ounces of Pimm's. It's a lovely color. And the original recipe doesn't, well, it depends on who you ask, actually. I'm going to put a little squirt of lime in because I like that. I think it'll suit the cocktail. Some recipes have lime, some don't. Again, it's your cocktail, make it your way. And I'm also going to slice a little lime wheel here for a garnish. Not lime, of course, because I'm allergic. So we're going to go one squeeze of lime in this one. And squeeze lime in this one. Great. And it just gets topped off with ginger ale. And then garnished. Super easy. Isn't what a lemon? It is a lemon. Yeah. So I have 2 chat windows here, so I'm getting used to the YouTube chat. It's on a little more of a delay, it seems like. However. Okay, so for garnishes, one of the things they say you can do, which I'm not going to do for mine, but I'll do it for banana socks here, is you can throw in like, I would throw a strawberry in here if I had it. I'm going to do like a lemon wheel and an orange wheel to make it like all summery and fruity. And the garnish, the other thing, did I say lime? No. I got a lime here too, but I don't think it's right for the drink. And then we want like a little cucumber spear here too, I think. That would be nice. This is also a traditional garnish. And we're just going to do this like Caesar style. You could cut a wheel here, but I have a feeling people are going to want to like munch on these. So I'm going to just drop them in like a slice of celery into a Caesar here. I mean, you could cut a wheel too, but anyway, I'm going to deliver this. I will be right back. I'm going to test out my Be Right Back screen, and I'll be right back. Okay, back. Let's taste this. I've never tried one of these. Well, that's really good. This is definitely like a summery drink. You definitely want to be out in the sun with one of these. It's very bright and very fresh. And you can actually smell a cucumber, which is nice. Okay, I like it. I will make those. I don't know if it's going in a little blue book. I actually don't put drinks in my little blue book. Maybe I need a little red book for drinks. But quite nice. I'm going to keep sipping that, and we're going to get on with the evening here. So we're doing fish and chips. Oh, I should get my fish, actually. It's down at the fishmonger today. Nice guy in our neighborhood. We'll go through the ingredients for fish and chips. So first off, we have a nice piece of cod here. So you can use a big piece of fish. I like cod for fish and chips. You could use haddock. You could use hake. You can really use. Hey, Paul. I can call people by their names now. Everybody's name's in the chat. I can call Paul, and Serena, and Rebecca. Okay. I like you two even more. I mean, I thought, yes, that I didn't know that. So, okay, so this is an education from you guys. I really liked everybody's screen name. However, I spent many nights or whatever trying to figure out who was who and whatnot. So I'm really thrilled with, because I know most of you guys, being able to like call people by their names and whatnot. I wasn't intending to like butcher this fish or cut up this fish yet, but I'm going to do it right now because I got it out. So for fish and chips, you want a pretty thick piece because I'm probably not going to use this piece at all. The problem is if the piece is too thin, switch cam, okay, there we go. Okay, there we go. Okay, if the piece is too thin, the batter won't cook. The fish will overcook before the batter's that nice deep brown color. So I'm going to portion this into like the tail, this little tail bit, I will fry up another way. And again, I'm going to use some of this guy, I guess, because I want 4 pieces here. So this guy goes into 3. Three pieces. And I'm going to take the thickest part of this guy and make him another piece. And there's our 4 pieces. So, okay, so Janice has a name, but Naraya doesn't? Oh, wow. Well, I appreciate you guys at least splitting some of your attention to the stream. I know that's a big deal. These little pieces here, by the way, guys, I will fry up as a snack. I'll show you guys on another day a really elegant and great way to cook thinner fillets, a sole meuniere. Well, meuniere is the method. But for now, we're not going to do that. I've got my pieces here, which I'm just going to put on a sheet pan for now, get them out of the way. So, any questions on the fish? Okay, let's talk about the rest of the ingredients here too. So for the fries, this is one of the few times I will use Yukon Golds for fries. And I actually have a new method for doing fries. So everybody knows that you double fry your fries. Or if you don't know, fries should be double fried. You do one fry at a lower temperature, around 330-ish, and then you do a final fry at a higher temperature. It just gives you a nice crispy exterior, that molten interior that you really like. Now, McDonald's, who, if I have to say, have, hey Jesse, have really mastered the fry. Say what you want about their burgers and whatnot, and they're great when you're on the road and whatever, but McDonald's has really nailed the French fry. And I've done a lot of research on how McDonald's does their fries, and it turns out they take the raw potato and they run them through this giant blast of steam, which does a lot of things. It releases the starches in the fry. It kind of par cooks them just like a little bit, so that they crisp up in the fryer a lot easier. And I was trying to figure out how to replicate that at home, and that was a couple of years ago, and I never did figure it out, and I forgot. However, I saw some recipe recently where they put the you put the fries in a microwave safe bowl, and I've already done it because they have to cool. You put the fries in a microwave safe bowl, and you put them in the microwave. This is also the first time I've used my microwave in, other than make popcorn, in a long time. So these were just in the microwave for 6 minutes under plastic wrap, and they got all steamed, and they're, as you can see, I don't know if you can see, they're sort of partially cooked. And I have really high hopes for these. And then you rinse them and drain them. You gotta let them cool to room temperature. So that's the first part of the fry. And when this thing's up to temperature, we are going to do the first fry because I'll just be here all night. Okay. Actually, maybe I'll wait on that. I want to talk about other ingredients first. So, for the fish and chips, we're going to make tartar sauce. I didn't have any tartar sauce, so I thought we'll just make some because it's pretty straightforward. So why don't we do that first? I'm going to show you guys how to make tartar sauce. Tartar sauce is basically mayo, and we talked a little bit about name brands before. There are very few, to me, name brand products that are really worth buying. But Hellmann's mayonnaise is definitely one of them. They just make, and I can make mayonnaise at home, and I do infrequently. Hellmann's makes really good mayonnaise. Just no two ways about it. You can make it at home. It's super simple, but if you don't feel like it, this is a really good mayo. The other two things that I really like are Heinz ketchup and French's mustard. Those are like the 3 brand name things in my house, other than like Frank's Red Hot or something, that I really stand by. Other ketchups aren't near. French's ketchup is pretty close to Heinz. I don't like it as much, but some people do. Also, the French's ketchup people didn't screw all the Canadian farmers that one time, so there's that. And there's no substitute for French's mustard. You know, it's just great mustard. And you don't want it like in a fine dish or whatever, but you know, if you're having a cold cut sandwich or whatever, or a cubano or something like that, you want French's mustard. Okay, so there's that, and you need a relish element. I don't have any relish, but I thought I would do. I have these little gherkins, which I bought a little while ago. I think we used these on like a charcuterie platter or something. They've been sitting in my fridge for ages, so I figured we would we'll just mince these up. This is one of those streams where I'm going to be doing a lot more prep with you guys because I had originally thought that this wasn't going to take that long, but we'll see. All right, so I'm going to aim for about, I don't know, half a cup of mayo, maybe a little more. And we're going to go with some gherkins here. I'm just going to mince these up. They don't have to be super small. This is, whenever I'm feeling like I don't want to mince something up or do a really fine cut, I just call it rustic, which is, I think, old French chef term for I'm kind of feeling a little bit lazy. But I don't think the Ratatouille episode's still around. I'm going to redo that one. So when we did the Ratatouille, we did the Ratatouille from the movie Ratatouille. And it's a very fancy Thomas Keller presentation, and it's a beautiful looking dish. You could also just blitz this in the food chopper. But a traditional country ravioli, of course, would not be all fancy like that. It would be chunky and stewy and yummy and just as good. Okay, now I wanted to punch up the gherkins. Oh, you know what we'll do is do a little brine here. Drizzle some brine in there for a little extra acid. I'm going to throw in a shallot. Did we talk about stealing knives, by the way? Let's do that real quick. Free tip this week. Well, all free, but extra tip. This is a steel, a hone. And a lot of people think this sharpens your knife. It doesn't. It's got these little grooves on it, but they don't actually do anything. You could use a smooth steel rod. What this does is, as you cut over time on your cutting board, you will gradually, even on a sharp knife, you're going to just bend the edge over one way or the other. And if you don't steel your knives frequently, eventually they'll go dull because of that. But all you need to do to realign the edge, now if you want to be safe and you haven't done this a million times, you can do it like this. I haven't actually done it this way a lot, but this is like just down about the same degree as the edge. On this knife it's 15 degrees, and this will straighten your cutting edge. I've just gotten the habit of, I know the anglers have done this a lot. You should have one of these, and you should steel your knife probably every 2 times you use it. So if you don't have one of these in your drawer, the Amazon Basics one is like $15. It's just a piece of tube steel. You don't need to spend a lot on it. Get one and use it. Your knives will thank you, and they'll stay sharp a lot longer. Okay, let's keep going on this. I don't want a ton of shallots, so I'm going to take a little bit off these guys. And for dicing, I usually just, what I'm doing here, I don't know if you guys can see, I'm not cutting all the way through, because that will kind of hold the whole thing together. If you cut all the way through, the pieces will fall all over the place. But this allows you to just do like nice fine little mince, and I just chuck the end off. There we go. Kind of feeling that's enough. That's it. So again, I'm not cutting all the way through here. Also, don't rush with your knife. We talked about this, I think, a couple of weeks ago, maybe even last week. It's easy to get carried away after watching, Hell's Kitchen and Master Chef and all these guys whipping their knives around and working in production kitchens and being super fast. The way to be fast in the kitchen is just to be clean and methodical and have everything laid out. It's not about speed with your chopping. It's about being organized and have everything laid out the way I do it here. I don't lay things out this way just for the stream. I always do this when I'm cooking. We got a shallot. I had a green onion in the back of the fridge, so we're going to use that too. Again, green onions, I'm just going to... Oops. Careful there. Always, you got a finger there. You got a nail on your finger, which will protect your fingertip. It didn't cut all the way through. And then we're just going to, mince this guy out. Don't need a lot of shallot. This will just keep it bright, nice oniony flavor. The advantage we're going to have here with a homemade tartar sauce or a jar is this is going to taste just amazing and bright and fun. I had some capers. So we're going to... Not with that spoon, we're not. I'm going to grab some capers here. Again, any kind of like pickled thing with mayo is going to make a good tartar sauce. I like this guy. And I purposely left like a little bit of the brine here. I want some caper juice in there. And what else do I want? We need some seasoning, so season to taste with salt. And probably a little bit of pepper, eh? Let's go for... I chucked my pepper mill. I had that big monster thing and it actually got moldy underneath from sitting on the sink. So I threw it out and I have to find a new pepper mill. For now, normally you really want to use fresh ground pepper if you can, always. I've had this for a long time and it's kind of like my backup pepper, I guess. It lives up here. Okay, I feel like that's kind of everything we need. What do you guys think? I want to put one more thing in. I'm going to just umami this a little bit here and fire in some Worcestershire sauce. It's not overcompensating. But no, I don't have it anymore. Okay. And there we go. A nice, yummy tart. It smells amazing, actually. I'm going to taste this. Mmm. That was amazing. So good. It's definitely a condiment, though. This is like an intense flavor bomb. Okay. Happy about that. That can go off to the side for now. So we got our tartar sauce made. Let's get into the fish itself. So obviously this is a battered fish in a beer batter, which is lots of fun. We're going to use this for the bowl. But the first thing we're going to do is, so we're going to mix up your dry ingredients first. Because I'll show you when we batter. But the way you get the batter to stick to fish and chips is you dredge the fish in your flour mixture, then into the batter, and then back into the flour for final coating. And that final coating of flour is what's going to hold your coating to the fish, like keep it all crusty and good. If you don't do that, it has a tendency to like flake off in big pieces. So we have here about a cup and a half of flour, half a cup of cornstarch, and if you're wondering why we use both, all cornstarch is what I use for chicken wings, but it will make fish and chips like too crispy. Then it gets like a glassy crust. So putting a bit of flour in kind of gives more of that KFC kind of thing going on. I actually need this. Okay. So other ingredients into our... so you can put a little cayenne pepper in here. I'm not going to. I don't like to do that. Just about every dry batter mix you see or coating or rub, they want to put half a teaspoon of cayenne in. First of all, cayenne pepper varies wildly in heat. And if you get it wrong, like if you get it just right, it will punch up your dish and give it just that hint of, without actually telegraphing the fact that it's cayenne. But if you get it wrong, it'll fuck up your dish, and it's not worth the risk. So I'm gonna put half a teaspoon of paprika in, which I think is actually the rest of my paprika. Pepper. You don't need a lot of pepper here. I would normally say like a quarter teaspoon. I'm gonna put a tiny bit more in because I'm not using cayenne. 2 teaspoons of salt. And you guys all remember, you've all done your measurements, right? So you all know that how much a pinch and a 2 pinch and a 3 pinch is for you guys. So a 3 pinch for me is a teaspoon. You can be a little heavy-handed with the salt here because, you know, you're mixing it into a lot of dry ingredients. And then finally, to just give it that extra little bit of crispiness, we're going to use a teaspoon of baking powder here. And I realize I'm neglecting, we don't have this, like, the hydrated things and stuff like that. I don't know if I missed that or not, but I keep forgetting to bring something. For what it's worth, this works best if you mix up all your dry ingredients first and then mix in the baking powder. I'm not exactly sure why, but it just does. Okay, so now we have our dry ingredients and we're going to make our batter in this bowl, but before we do that, we have to pour off some into a sheet pan because we're going to dredge the fish pieces in this first. You don't need a lot here. Again, I have probably too much batter, actually. I mean, I'm only doing 4 pieces of fish. This amount of batter would probably do no MSG. No, not in this particular dish. You could try it. I don't normally... MSG is not that great as a seasoning for a coating. It needs to go into a dish and properly dissolve. It's not... Okay, it is a salt, but it doesn't act like a coating salt. It's not. You can't use it for finishing. MSG definitely has its place, and it's something people don't experiment with enough, and they really should. Okay, so I'm trying to decide a workflow here because I got to drop the fries. So what we're going to do is you guys are going to think of some questions, and I'm going to drop the fries into the deep fryer. You guys can't see a deep fryer. Well, yeah. So I moved the mic over to the other side. I'm hoping this isn't like super terrible loud. So let's just see what happens. Obviously, when you're frying something, so you guys probably don't have one of these at home. This is the Fry Daddy Grandpappy, which I love. You can very easily do this in a big pot of oil. But if you're having a little bit at a time, yes. Even with a moderate amount of fries, this sucker has a tendency to overflow. Wings and stuff is fine. So we're gonna do 2 fries. So what I do with my fries, because I'm serving 2 here, is I will fry the first fry in 2 batches, and then I'll do the final fry all 1 batch. And we're just gonna put in a little bit at a time. So you guys be very respectful of your oil. I know, you know, we kind of joke around about burns and stuff during these streams, but hot oil is not a burn you really want to ever have. It's just, yeah, just don't do it. Be very respectful of your oil. Okay, so that's going to go for about, what do you think, 4 minutes? I think 4 minutes. And I'm going to sip this cocktail, which I'm actually getting quite fond of. Yeah, the camera's actually like over here, so it's not directly over the oil. By the way, for those of you who watch this on a regular basis, does the food cam look any different? It's the same camera, but I went into the settings and I tried to punch up the color a bit and make it a little more appealing. I still think I'm going to upgrade, but for now it's what I have. This is quite delicious, actually. So any questions on how we're going to prep the fish? I mean, you're going to see it in a second here. I can do that, actually. I can do the first dredge. So the one thing you will learn if you're making this recipe is you are going to use a ton of paper towel. You cannot cook with oil, especially fish and chips, without just using a ton of paper towel. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to take the pieces I'm going to use, and again, they just get lightly dredged in the flour. What does it sound? I'm going to say I'll save these guys for another day. And then, well, we're going to make the batter. So let's make the batter. Since we have time. This is a beer batter. You want this batter to be pretty thin. Is there an optimal size for fish pieces? Like, yes. I would say of these pieces, I like the length of this one, and I love the thickness of this guy. This guy is perfect. This is quite a hearty dish. These pieces may not look big, but they're actually pretty large. You don't, as I said, you don't want super thin pieces. Okay, beer batter. So you just start with it with that much. You want this batter to be, as I said, pretty thin. By the way, you can use pretty much any beer for this. I wouldn't use like a stout or a dark beer. This is probably, if you have a couple of cans of like Budweiser or something that a friend left behind, this is a good opportunity to get rid of it. Not liking this. It needs to be much thinner. Yeah, is it the audio time delay or the chat too, Serena? I have the chat set on the lowest possible latency. So there we go. Mostly audio, okay. So again, you want this just to run off just like that. I think that's perfect. Okay, let's get the fries out. Paper towel on a sheet pan. Where's my fry lifter? There we are. So these look, I'll show you guys. These look done, they're not. It's quite deceptive actually. Fries can go to this color and stay at this color for quite some time. So these will be perfect for a second frying. Let's get the second batch in for 4 minutes. Again, this is a super easy meal to throw together like on a weeknight or something. Also, so normally when I do fries, I'll do them on the mandolin, like a McDonald's style thickness. These are quite thick. I cut these by hand, which is the way I used to do it. So I don't know if you guys can see, but this is a pretty chunky fry. But that's kind of like the British style. So like that. Another 4 minutes. And let's get these fish guys battered up. Okay, so we're going to go from the, you guys can see everything? I'm back, sorry about that, I hit my little control thing here. So we're going to go into the batter, into the corn, and then back onto the sheet pan. And I'm going to try and not, I don't know. There's a specific way to do this where you keep like a wet hand and a dry hand that I had just not mastered. So I usually end up just covered in but let's give it a shot. Okay, the batter consistency is perfect. let the extra run off, but not all of it. And then into your flour mix. It's perfect. Then back onto the pan. Just gonna let it run off. Ooh, don't fall apart. This guy wants to come apart, and he'll stay together once he gets fried up, but give it a good roll. You guys, I don't know if you guys can see this, but my fingertips are now like totally caked in batter. So we'll see. I'm aiming for, Paul will remember, the Penrose style cod. We'll just see how it goes here. It's supposed to fall apart. I'm gonna roll him in whatever's left. I'm okay with like a little bit of a flour buildup. That's gonna make it like all fluffy and crunchy. I'm gonna give this guy another roll. Get another bit on there. Let's do these guys up. And now, so normally when I'm doing this, I forgot. Normally when I'm doing this, I turn the tap on so that it's running and I can just stick my hands under it. Now I'm gonna get this crap all over the tap. Give me 1 sec. Okay. That can go away. We're done with the batter. Now I can get back here. And we have a minute's grace to wait on our fries. So just out of curiosity, who actually likes fish and chips? Like, I like it. This was a request, so I'm assuming at least some of you like it. Yeah, Roku's not like super swift. The fries are looking good. Can you guys see? You can kind of see into the fryer there. Oh yeah. There's Paul, remember there was, I think it's still there, on Mount Pleasant over near where we all lived growing up, and close to where we went for school. There was a fish and chips place there that was just amazing, called Penrose Fish and Chips. Kind of like family-ish business, just really nice people, old school place, and it, for a long time, was such a fantastic bargain. And then fish got really expensive, and they had to increase their prices. And I'm not sure that it did their business any favors. But I am actually old enough to remember you could go there and get like 3 pieces of fish and chips for less than $10, which was just insane. Okay, so I'm going to check the oil temperature here, see where we're at. I don't want to drop these too early. So in terms of prepping this meal and the overall workflow and timing, one of the advantages of double frying your fries is those fries will be ready 3 minutes after I put them back in, which means I can fry the fish, which can then just sit for a few minutes because it comes out of the deep fryer really, really hot. Drop the fries and then serve everything together. Okay, I do want my oil back up at temperature though. We're just not, excuse me, we're going to give that like 1 minute. The nice thing about the Grandpappy is, well, it's both nice and not. It heats the oil up to 360 degrees, which is great for most kinds of deep frying. It doesn't, you have to be a little bit more careful when you do fries, because when you do your first fry, you want to fry around 330. So I know how many cold fries, if I put in there, will drop the oil temperature to 330, and temperature will climb up to about 340 by the time they're done. That's why I let it get really, really hot for the second fry. And the fries are already still a little bit warm, but this heats up really fast and it keeps your oil hot, so it's great. All right, I feel like we can drop the fish. All right, now that's going to take a good 10 minutes. So if you guys have any questions, now is the time. You got a little bit of time to wait here, get this ready. Put the plates in the oven, of course. Let's do that. Okay, it's 20 to 8. Let's talk a little bit about next week, because we've kind of run through the board. So I'm now looking for things that you guys want to see made. I can obviously think of something, but remember, like, my favorite thing to cook is what I'm making for somebody else. So I really want to know what you guys want to make, and it can be anything from something fancy or oh yeah, we threw at the board. So if you guys want to see what these look like now, it's just been a couple of minutes. It's like already crisping up, but it's still very blonde. One quick question. I got the mic on this side and the fryer over here. How much of the fryer can you actually hear? Okay. Yeah, it's loud. Okay. I had a feeling. Funny that I have two there we go. Chow mein, po' boys, Indian curry satay, and galette. What the hell is galette? Do you want to do you guys want to do like homemade chow mein noodles? I could show you, like, we could do a chow mein and I could show you how to make chow mein noodles from scratch. They're a little bit different than pasta noodles. That might be fun. Denise asked for galette. Okay. Somebody tell me what a galette is. I'm drawing a blank here. It's not the galantine thing that's wrapped up in an intestine or something, is it? Right, the savory open pie. Did we do Stroganoff? I don't think we did. Alright, well, galette's one of the things. Oh, this is just going crazy. All right. Well, I will think about that. One of the things I want to do for you guys, which I've tried in the past, is the hand-pulled noodles, but I need more practice. So we could do like a chow mein with homemade noodles. It's really easy to do. We'll think about it. That's spraying everywhere. My poor camera. That was right under the mic, wasn't it? It's really loud. Sorry, guys. I don't know if you guys can hear me now, but I turned it down because it was so loud. Can you hear my voice, or did that adjust anything? Yeah, that's what I figured was going to happen. Okay, I'm back. You guys got volumes on your end. I'm going to leave it in your capable hands. These are starting to look really good. Let me, just so you guys can see where we're at. So this is about halfway through the cooking time. And you can see we're getting a nice, they're still a little blonde, but ooh, they're really hot. I'm really, really happy. The crust is like amazing. So for, you can do closed captioning, but you can't do closed captioning on the lowest chat latency. So right now, there's 3 levels of chat latency. The highest one is like 30 seconds to a couple of minutes, and I don't want to do that because I like the interaction. The second level is around 10 seconds, and that allows for closed captioning. And then what I have right now is the lowest latency, which means the chat comes through as fast as possible. So I don't know if 10 seconds to me seems like a long time for somebody to type in a question and me to see it, especially if I don't catch it right away. But maybe it's okay. I mean, how do people feel about closed captioning? Oh, croque monsieur is like, I have, it should be in my little blue book. I'm glad you reminded me. I have a croque monsieur recipe that I adapted from Eric Repair, which is unbelievably good. It's a smoked salmon croque monsieur, and it is so good. Yes, more accessibility is better than less. I mean, the trade-off is the delay in the chat. Like, Serena, you can hear my voice from the kitchen. When I say go, like type something into the chat. When I say go, hit enter, and let me see how long the delay is, okay? Alright, go. Oh, that's pretty quick, actually. It doesn't pop up my chat bot until after. So there, it just came up on the chat bot. Okay, so maybe I'll turn down the latency. We'll try the closed captioning for next time. I'm also curious to see how badly my voice butchers closed captioning. Okay, let's have another look, guys. Again, we're starting to get the color. This is almost there, I think. I'm gonna let it go the full 10 minutes. Just a couple more minutes, and then we are going to finish the fries, and then we're going to taste this. I'm excited. Get the plates out of the oven. Yeah, Serena, don't touch your plate. You know what we can talk about for, well, yeah, I mean, but what kind of fry noises? Would they be like dark fry noises, or emotional fry noises, light fry noises, humorous fry noises? Could be anything. I have a minute and 22 seconds and it's gone. Oh, so here's the thing. I recently reorganized my kitchen with the help from Serena, and everybody's kitchen's probably set up like, you know, you got your glasses in one place and your pots in another, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But what I did when I reorganized is I put all of the things, regardless of their category, so whether it was pots or utensils or whatever, I concentrated on the things that I use every day, and I put them all in the same place, or very, very close to the same place. And so far, it's only been a couple of days, it's actually worked out really well. So, you know, I have a drawer here of like 2 or 3 pans that I use all the time. And there's pans I don't use, but as I realized, I don't need to go to a cupboard. I don't need to go to the pot cupboard or the pan cupboard and get what I need. I want it like at hand. So kind of within my reach, and I have a very small kitchen, so that's most of my kitchen, but I have the things I use all the time, and they're right at hand, and it just makes things so much easier. And the things that I don't use that often, like the panini press or I don't know, a salad spinner or something, I know where they are, and they're away. So far it's worked out really well. Okay, let's have a look at this bad boy and see where we're at. So I'm gonna just hold this up in front of the, and instead you'll use an endless amount of paper towel. So there we go. I think, what do you guys think? I think that is pretty good color. I think that guy's done. And the crust has stuck completely. So no issues there. By the way, if you're curious, I'm frying in peanut oil tonight. The only thing I wouldn't... So I like canola oil a lot for cooking, but I don't think... I come to the conclusion it's not that great in the deep fryer. It has... it can impart like an off flavor to your food. So I'm not totally thrilled with it. I think for deep frying, you want peanut oil, or you want the other one. Just plain old vegetable oil is fine. Okay, so I want to see where my temperature's at. Yeah, we're good to drop. Okay, so the oil stayed at temperature the whole time. So let's get our last fry in of the French fries. And then we can taste all this. I don't know if you guys knew this. Apparently there is a worldwide malt vinegar shortage. And it's not that they can't produce it. They can. Apparently it's a supply chain thing. And I couldn't find it anywhere. Every grocery store was sold out. Except for our wonderfully comprehensive convenience store at the top of the street had malt vinegar. So I'm glad. Alright, and we want these guys to go about 3 minutes and 33 seconds. Okay, so I think we're doing good here, guys. We're pretty much right on time. As I said, I did a lot of prep with you guys, and we are still, and I made a cocktail at the beginning, and we're still well under an hour. So I'm confident you guys could throw this together really quickly. I do want to show you guys one week how to do a meuniere. It's a really elegant, super simple way to cook fish, and you can do it with any piece of fish. It's just such a great technique to have in your repertoire, especially, you know, if you're just by the market and you see some amazing looking fresh fish, you can grab it, and you'll, at the very least, you'll know that you can do that when you get home. The other question is, do you guys have any interest in learning how to fillet a fish so that you could like buy a whole fish, which is a little cheaper, and it gives you a lot more control over the trimming. Because we could do that 1 week as well. I'll leave that, throw that open to you guys. How are the Leafs doing, by the way? Okay, that's fair. It's super easy. But yeah, I get it. For who? I know I'm funny. One minute, and then we get to taste this. Oh, let me do oh, Serena doesn't like tartar sauce anyway. I'm not worried about that. Okay. Really happy with the tartar sauce came out. This is going to be mine. I'm going to try this in just a second. Alright, good enough. Tired of waiting. So just so you guys can see the color here, that's, oh, there we go. There, that's about perfect. This is perfect fish fry house color. Oh, they're hot. Finally, I can hear myself think. Deep fryer goes off. Cover that up so I can stop smoking at the house. Salt. Always salt. Okay, I will leave you guys looking at mine for a sec while I deliver Serena hers. I'll be right back. Okay. They do look good, don't they? I'm going to move this very carefully out of the way. Okay. I've made a mess here, guys, but I realized I want a little lemon with mine. Squeeze over. What do I do with my knife on it? Okay, remind me to avoid the seeds. Okay, what do you think first, fries or chicken? I'm gonna switch back. Well, actually, you guys can see this. Let's try fry. Ooh, they're really hot. Well, we're good. You guys hear the crunch? Chicken, did I say chicken? See, I'm out to lunch today. The fries are fantastic. Oh yeah, you know, I went to all trouble to get this. Not chicken, fish. Wow, this is like, no, I really like malt vinegar. Let's try it old school. Yeah, I've been getting there. Did I really say ravioli instead of ratatouille? Paul, I gotta tell you, dude. This takes me back to Mount Pleasant. It's just missing the paper. Oh, damn. Okay. Let's get into the fish. Oh, there's here. Really, really great crust on this. I'm going to try it without the tartar sauce first. It looks really hot. Okay, here we go. I'm a little. Yeah. Oh, it's really good. It's such a nice texture. It's just crunchy the way it should be. Try the tartar sauce. Okay. Wow. The tartar sauce is like a perfect complement to it. It adds just like it brightens it up. Just a little bit of punch on top of the fish, but the fish flavor still comes through. Okay. I mean, I don't know that I'd put fish and chips in the Little Blue Book because there's really not much to it. But I might put it in just as a reminder to make it every once in a while. Wow, malt vinegar is so good too. I'm surprised I didn't have any around the house. Okay, guys. Any more questions on... I'm going to stick around. You've seen what I have to show you. And I'm going to keep eating this because, well, I'm hungry. And it's really good. But I'm happy to answer a few questions. And we didn't... Did we decide on next week? I don't know that we did. Look at that. I'm kind of leaning towards chow mein. Yeah, there's a million different kinds of chow mein dishes we can make. So I want to show you guys how to make the noodles, because that's really easy. And then I'll just pick like a popular Chinese chow mein variation. We'll make that. Okay, done. Chow mein it is. Oh yeah? Okay. Deep fry is making scary noises. Okay, good. I think everybody likes chow mein, and again, we've sort of been settling into some of the easier weeknight meals to do, which really fits with what I had in mind for the stream anyway. If you want to make something really fancy, you can, and we'll do that once in a while, because I like to do it. But it's sort of centered around the theme of technique, because I want to show you guys the techniques to, you know, put your own dishes together quickly and easily, and really enjoy it. So chow mein is definitely one of those things. So we'll do that. I cannot stop eating this. Good. Glad. I guess, you know, one of the reasons I really like doing this with you guys is, for whatever reason, Except for, we've had a couple of misses. We have had a couple of misses, but in general, everything I make for you guys, show you guys how to make on the stream, is usually the best version of that dish I've ever made. Yeah, it's off. So I'm not sure what's going on. This is also very filling. It's 2 huge pieces of fish. And look at that. It's 5 after 8. This was a quick one. I'm really pleased with the way this turned out tonight, guys. Really thankful that you joined. So the other thing about YouTube is subscribe to the channel. Gotta remember to say this. Subscribe to the channel. Like the video, because I want the algorithm to kick in. I'll get back to you with what that means on another day, because I'm not exactly sure myself. But I really feel that this is an easier platform for people to, like, first of all, share the stream to other people, because everybody knows what YouTube is. And it just seems just a lot more accessible. By the way, is anybody, no, everybody who's chatting obviously has a Google account. I don't think you can chat on the stream unless you have a Google account. I may be wrong. If you are watching and you don't have a Google account, this is the perfect time to get one so that you can interact with the rest of us on our new home on YouTube. Okay, guys, I'm done. I'm going to go finish my dinner. I'm going to finish my Pim's Cup. And everybody enjoy the rest of your evening. I'll see you next week for chow mein. I'm really glad we made the switch. I'm glad it worked. A lot of back-end stuff that needed to be done to get it to go. But it seems like everything's working out great. So I will be back next week. Everybody have a fantastic evening. And cheers, guys.